the health department didn't pay a price for it. The State Highway Administration is not going to pay a price for this. Nothing like a government agency to throw a monkey wrench into your day. Yeah, about an hour ago, we got a call that the State Highway Administration was pulling up all of our signs on this property. Hold on, let me change the battery so I don't screw this up. So I was pulling out the grain drill, getting that ready to plant some some wheat. And I get a call from my daughter at the hardware store to say, hey, look, all the signs have been pulled up here. Yeah, well, they left one sign. So State Highway is coming in now. We're going to figure this out. Okay, I haven't stroked out yet, but... So I met with State Highway. They had pulled up the plat. Now, I tried to get all of this information 6 months ago when I bought the property. Talked to a couple of people at State Highway trying to figure out how far back was the right-of-way, where did it end, how many feet from the center line, the yellow line, the white line, whatever. Did we have to stay behind the telephone poles? I never got an answer. I made the attempt, I made phone calls, never got an answer. This guy that I just met with said, your right-of-way is 30 feet. They pull out the tape measure, they measure back 30 feet. All of the signs were behind that 30 feet. So it was on my property, it was not in the right-of-way. I said, why did you pull the signs, the political signs, but not the fundraising signs? Oh, we only had a complaint about the political signs. So we only pull the signs if we get a complaint. It's frustrating dealing with government. I saw a sign, a political sign in front of Dollar General. Those signs were not pulled. I said, why didn't you pull those signs? Oh, we didn't get a complaint about those signs. Only the signs on this property. I said, okay, why didn't you measure the right-of-way first before you pulled up the signs to make sure that, you had the right to pull them up? Oh, that would take too long. If we did that to every complaint that we got, that would take forever. I said, and look at the time you're wasting now. They had 4 guys on the sign truck going around pulling the signs up that then had to turn around, come back to meet with me. Plus this guy had to drive 30 minutes to come down and meet with me. We've met for 30 minutes, another 30 minutes back. Look at all that time wasted when I was right. But no, they can't do that with every property and every complaint they get. That would just take too much time. Oh, it's like beating your head on the wall with some of these government agencies. It just makes no sense. So they give me the signs back, but they're not putting them back up. So I will have to call the candidates and say, hey, if you want to put the sign back up, go ahead. The sign is there. Life should not be this difficult. So, was it somebody that doesn't like me? Imagine somebody not liking me and they knew I owned that property, so that's why they called to have the signs removed. Not that the signs you're not hurting me, although yes, I have wasted an hour or 2 hours of my day today with this issue. But I'm looking out for the candidates, because we did give them permission to put the signs up. We drew a line in the sand, so to speak, to say, make sure this is where you put the sign, because we think this is out of the right-of-way. So did somebody call that doesn't like me to complain about the signs on that property? And that's why the other political signs were up in front of Dollar General. So should I call and complain about the signs at Dollar General so they'll have to come down and pull those up? Very frustrating. Okay, let's go back to work here. We've got wheat to plant. I think my guy has got the drill filled up. We're ready to go with this. John met me there along with the truck taking the signs down. 4 people on this truck.
Okay. Was it true that the Westmore sign was the only one left?
No.
Okay.
The only one left
I had a couple people tell me that.
was the Bullrose sign.
Okay.
So I said, number one, why is the Bullrose sign still here and all the political signs are gone? He said, we only had a complaint about the political sign, so that's all we take down. He said, we only take down signs when there's a complaint. Okay, these political signs were not pulled up in front of Dollar General, and they are within 5 feet, 10 feet of the road. But I guess nobody complained about those signs, so they did not pull them up. I've got more to say about these signs and what happened here. So the 30-foot mark, when they measured, came to about here, but the signs were back here. So we were clearly out of the right-of-way. They did not return any of the wood. They just threw the signs in a pile, gave the signs back to us, but did not give us any of the poles that the signs were on. Pulled the poles right out of the ground. So then they tried to say that the signs, any sign in front of the billboard was in the right-of-way. Well, no, the 30-foot mark is at the corner of this billboard here. So right here, where that stop is, or where this post is the 30-foot mark. All right, somebody's tried to put some signs up here. We don't support that guy, but we allowed him to put a sign up. This sign, let's see. Oh, this sign, Debray sign. She had wood backing, 2x4s, all the way around the sign with posts in the ground. There's no lumber here with this. They did not put the lumber back with this. This is BS. They did not return all of the signs now that I'm looking at it. We like this guy, Palombi. There was, I think, 2 of his signs here. We've only got 1 back. Cox for Governor, we like this guy. I believe there were 3 of his signs here, maybe 4. I only see 1 of them now. Of course, I've tried to put it back, and but I think the frame is all bent up. So they've returned some of the metal poles. The wooden poles were not returned. Government agencies, they can be a thorn in your side. And here's what pisses me off. There's there's no repercussions for them. So I was right. When I know I'm right, I don't back down. And I did all of the research to figure this out and never got a clear answer from the State Highway Administration 6 months ago. So when they came down and measured, and they said, oh yeah, those signs were not in the right of way. And that's it. We'll give them back to you. But they're not putting them back. They put them in a pile and we didn't get them all back. But what is the repercussion for them? It was just like me in the health department. I was right in what I did. We went to court to prove it. The health department didn't pay a price for it. The State Highway Administration is not going to pay a price for this. They don't have time to look at every property to determine what the right-of-way is. They just come in and take the signs because they don't have time, but yet they had time to come back, you know, and spend a half an hour, 45 minutes with me arguing the case while 4 guys are sitting in the truck to determine what they're going to do about the signs. Do they take them up and throw them away, or do they leave them here? It is just so frustrating as a citizen that does everything correctly that a government agency can just piss all over you and there's no repercussions for them. It's just total BS, and it just causes my blood pressure to go up whenever I deal with a state agency where I know I'm right and they're wrong, and they barely say, well, I don't even know that this guy said sorry. You never get an apology. And on top of that, these signs have been here for 5 months. We're now less than 30 days away from the election, where the signs were going to come down after the election regardless, because the candidates were going to pull them down. So less than 30 days, they decide to pull the signs down that have been up for 5 months without an issue. It's just... Okay, it's like beating your head against the wall with government. All right, that's enough of this. It's Friday evening. It's time for an adult beverage time. It's going to be a triple shot tonight, just because my day has been screwed up and ruined by this. And I mean, they're not my signs, but you know, our reputation is on the line here because we told every one of these candidates we were playing by the rules. They called to ask to put the signs up. We said, yes, make sure you keep them on the line here. We had a line drawn for them. We kept them all in line, and the state still pulls them up. And so now the candidates are looking at us saying, what happened to my sign? It wasn't our fault. Okay, all right, let me go. All right, yeah, let me say, see ya.